Hi, families! It's time for a pride parade. Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Trans Korean is canonized, and all they need are the slanty eyes. And they all go marching in the big parade.
It was at this moment they knew. They f***ed up.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and as you all know, we are now 28 days into Pride Month with just 2 days remaining, and media, woke-activists, and everybody around the world is scrambling to collect as many virtue signaling points as possible. But one influencer has now basically completely exposed the woke left as hypocrites. That's right, Ali London. By the way, just so you know, as a huge ally to the community, I definitely think that we should add transracial to the LGBTQ flag. Rachel Dolezal was actually ahead of her time, and probably should. People probably owe her a huge apology. I mean, if you can be non-binary and you can identify as an androgynous tree person, sir, I mean, like, genuinely, I'm asking, why is this not okay? White influencer identifies as Korean after surgeries to look like BTS singer. I mean, look, I don't really, I mean, look, this is more work than most people do to identify as something else, right? This person went through, I don't know, 18 surgeries to realize their dream. They feel like they are in the wrong body, that there should be in a body that looks Korean, and they did the work. I mean, this is 18 different, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars invested. I believe that, you know, if you're against this, and honestly, it's just vile, the people that are being so mean to them. You know, it's just really hypocritical. And even Ali here says, war on the woke. I mean, Ali London here talked about how their transition story and how they became Korean. Definitely inspiring stuff. And, you know, I just think it's interesting to me that this is where the woke brigade draws the line. I mean, that kid at school who pulled up their eyes and says, look, I'm Chinese, Brittany Venti, that's not very, very woke at all. I mean, I just get surgery to stretch out eyes. Hey guys, look, I'm Asian. That's like when a friend of mine from 4th grade stretched out his eyes. Oh, okay. One joke, huh? I thought you people were supposed to be woke. Why isn't anybody supporting this person? I support them. Obviously. I mean, if you can be gender fluid, why can't you be racially fluid? I don't know. Obviously, if you haven't picked up on it yet, hey, Ali, I support you. You see, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just think it's hilarious that the so-called progressive and all-inclusive community is rejecting this. 8,000 quote tweets with just 1,000 likes. Why isn't this person on the cover of a magazine? You need help, not surgery? Oh, no. That's from somebody with pronouns in their bio. I don't get it. I just bought my first fish bowl, and I'm planning on being goldfish forever from today. Hey, Exo Man, I support you. I support and, you know, I honor your memory, your goal to be a fish person. The media is not supporting this person, though. Ali London, before surgery pictures as Instagram star, identifies as Korean. British-born influencer Ali London has caused a stir on social media after revealing they now identify as Korean, following a series of plastic surgery procedures. London, who identifies as non-binary, shared a video on YouTube over the weekend in which they said they feel more connected to Korean culture than the UK's, after, quote, transitioning to resemble their K-pop idol, Jimin of BTS. "I'm going to come out today and say that I've been transitioning," said London while relaxing in bed. "I've been very unhappy with who I am deep down over the past 8 years, and I've had like 18 plastic surgeries now. I just had a facelift, a brow lift, a temple lift, an eye surgery, a canthoplasty, and my teeth. This is just part. I'm feeling really good. For the first time in my life, I feel beautiful." Okay, so, hey, I'm asking the left, what's wrong with this? If I'm supposed to let, grown men use the women's bathroom so they feel more comfortable, what, biological men, I should say, why is this weird? I'm looking in the mirror and I love the way I look and I feel happy and I hope people can respect my decision. I mean, whose rights are they infringing on? Nobody's? None, right? They spent their money on a plastic surgery that made them feel better. It's a very tough decision to come out this way. "I'm coming out as non-binary," YouTuber and Instagram star London continued. "I don't feel I identify as male or female. I just feel like I'm in the middle, and my pronouns are they, them. And Korean Jimin. I know a lot of people don't understand me, but I do identify as Korean, and I do look Korean now. I feel Korean. I don't identify as British, so please don't refer to me as British because I identify as Korean." This is like melting brains on the left. They have no idea what to do with this. They can't, if you really are, if I'm supposed to believe that people can identify again as an androgynous tree person or whatever, then why can't they do this? That's just the culture. Now, granted, you could just move there and then become a citizen, and then you'd also be Korean, or you'd at least live in Korea. But that's my culture. That's my home country. That's exactly how I look now, and also identify as Jimin. That's my Korean name. I know it's a bit confusing for some people. Nobody ever comes out as Korean, but this is something you guys know if you followed my journey for the last 8 years. I've really struggled with identity issues with who I am. It's a very tough one, so I've finally had the courage and undergone my racial, I can't think of the word, transitional surgery. I've transitioned to a non-binary person, they, them, and Korean. I finally have the Korean look, and I'm so happy. I mean, London first hit the headlines in 2018 when he revealed that he had spent more than $100,000 on cosmetic surgery to resemble the musician. That amount is now estimated to have exceeded $200,000. Whoever the surgeon is certainly living life well. In June, London shared revised images of the South Korean flag with rainbow stripes on Twitter, adding, "This is my new official flag for being a non-binary person who identifies as Korean. Thank you for the overwhelming support. It was so hard for me to come out as they, them, core/Ian." I mean, I think it's pretty funny. Hey, I've always said, always said, you do you as long as it doesn't infringe on any of my rights. Clearly, this person spending their own hard-earned money, stimulating the economy to do this has absolutely no infringement on anyone's rights around them. Anyone's personal opinion of this really shouldn't matter because what they're doing doesn't affect you. Now, that is that is my literal, genuine opinion, and it's been that way for a very long time. But it's interesting to see the massive amount of backlash this person's getting. Since sharing their journey online, London has faced considerable amount of backlash on social media, which they have deemed sad to have occurred during Pride Month. London told Daily Mail, "It's sad during Pride Month, a month that celebrates diversity, equality, and love, that woke people would use my coming out and sharing my non-binary Korean identity, something that took me years to understand and accept, and took me enormous courage to share with the world, and use it as a platform to bully, degrade, and dehumanize me and the LGBT community. They continued, "While I recognize that a lot of people don't understand how I identify and may find it unusual, being Korean and feeling Korean is part of who I am. And I will never allow a single woke person, bully, or troll to take that away from me." Isn't that funny? How it's coming from the woke side, the left side? "I've gone through extreme lifestyle changes to become who I am today and have lived in Korea. I eat Korean food every day. I use Korean skincare, have plastic surgery to look Korean. I speak the Korean language. All of these shapes me as a person and my identity as a non-binary Korean person." I mean, hey, you do you. I don't understand. A lot of people would like to have $200,000. I don't know exactly how Ali London makes money. They said they're an influencer. I don't know how big their Twitter account is. 40,000 followers. Okay, maybe on Instagram it's much bigger. But hey, good on you. And obviously there's been a good bit of tongue-in-cheek here, but I do genuinely believe what I'm saying, that Ali doing this has no effect on me or anyone else. And it's hilarious to see the people that say that not using a proper pronoun is the same thing as, like, raising your hand to somebody. Now they're coming after Ali. That just doesn't seem fair. That's not, why aren't people supporting this? It's weird. It's cruel the way that they're treating him, or them. But you can look at Zuby. Can somebody who accepts that this individual is non-binary, please explain to me why that makes sense to you and it is acceptable, but it is not okay for this person to be Korean? Good point, Zuby. I mean, you see Tim Pool, "I'm here for it. Everyone should want to be Korean." Ben Shapiro, "Trans Koreans are Koreans." You see a lot of the people on the right using this to dunk on hypocritical leftists, and I'm here for it. You do you, Ali. I wish you the best. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.